Okay, hey, what's up, YouTube? As promised, I got some great comments. Thanks, guys, on the new bike. Brought it home last night on a 3-hour tour, 6 hours altogether, 3 hours one way. The F6B 2016. Now, a lot of you might ask, and I've asked myself, why do you want to buy a 2016 when the 18s and the 19s and the 20s are out? Why? You know, you got all that new great technology and that front suspension. Why would you do that for maybe 6,000 more? And I've got a few answers to that. Let's start off first on a couple of things that I would like to have on this bike that don't come on it. So again, I'm trying not to be completely critical of the new ones. Guys, I know there's people out there that love it, say it's the best bike they've ever got, who's driving the new 18s and love it. So great. I test drove one. Wasn't for me. And you've heard me talk about that many times. So I'm not going to get into a lot of the negatives, but I'm going to cover really the good things that I liked about the 18 but why I ended up staying with the older models. So first thing that I would like to have on this bike is the adaptive headlights. Okay. Now, granted, with these fog lights installed, I think they pretty much blast out the whole road. Doesn't really matter if the headlights follow your turn, but that's something that's really cool. The other thing is, I like the idea of the screen going up and down on the fly. Of course, you know, my love for the Madstad. In fact, they got one of my videos on their website doing a review of the Madstad. It's just, I don't think that any windscreen, and maybe I'm wrong, can compare until Madstad comes out with a windshield for the new 18, 19s, and 20s. Man, I don't know, man, because I rode that 18 with that. I rode the DCT full dress touring 18, and it had the stock windshield on it. And my God, I was just blasted with air. It was decently clean, but there was buffeting involved and a lot more wind was hitting my body. The stock windshield, of course, is junk. It would have to go on either one of the Tour or just the Goldwing. So I don't know, but people seem to love the taller windshields, and they're putting those on, seem pretty happy with the vent, whatnot. So probably not an issue there, but I would like to have the ability to adjust this on the fly. There's times where I'm on there and I'd really like to do that. Built-in TPMS, tire pressure monitoring system. You know, it would be kind of cool. I'd clean up my dash a little bit here. This baby right here, though, I love it. I've never had any issues with it. It's not obnoxiously bright. At nighttime, it's kind of cool. I see it all the time. It's right in front of my face. It gives me warnings. It was cheap. It was what I did a review on this, 30, 50, 60 bucks, something. No matter what it was, 30 to 60 bucks. It's a great thing for the TPMS, but it would be kind of nice to have that over there in the corner as part of the gauges. But again, how is it in your face enough to, hey, I'm losing tire pressure, that type of thing? I don't know. So that's kind of iffy on the tire pressure monitoring system, if that's a plus or a minus on the new one. But anyway, the auto adjust on the seat, I've had that before on the suspension, where you went up and down on the suspension. It never really felt too much different, except for I could bottom out easier if I had it way down, riding two up and hit a big bump. I bottomed out before. So that would be kind of cool. This does have the suspension adjustment. You have to get into it a little bit right down here and spend some time opening that up and adjusting it for two up. I've put I haven't changed mine. Oh, I got to do it on this new one too. I got to review my videos there so I can see what setting to put it on, because it was perfect for my wife and I. I think this one hasn't been changed, come to think of it. It seemed a lot stiffer than the old one, or than the one that I just traded in. So I got to get in there and do that suspension thing and put it to where the setting I had it on 2-up. I think I had it right about halfway, if I'm not mistaken. So anyway, but it would be nice to kind of do that on the fly too, for 2-up, 1-up. So I do kind of envy that a little bit. And then, you know, the jury's still out on the ride quality. I mean, a lot of folks are saying that you know, dual lever, fun to watch, crazy stuff going on the new ones versus the fork. I feel that could be true and gives you a little bit of less vibration in the handlebars. You've heard how I handled that in the past, so folks, is lighten your grip on the handlebars when you're going over bumps and save your money on the Traxian. But that's just me versus taking a bike. I hear people, again, going, I pulled that bike out, took it over to Traxian, upgraded everything, spent another $4,000. You know, if I got to do that on a bike, man, I ain't going to get it. I mean, that's crazy to me. But I'm not a very, I guess, detailed rider, or whatever you want to call it, to make me want to spend that kind of upgrade. I think it rides just fine how it sits. But anyway, that would be the other thing. The jury's still out on that, is that ride quality. Again, a little less vibration I felt through the handlebars on the new one. So, all right, let's get to the stuff that made me buy this bike. Number one, color. Can you get this on the Goldwing 2018, 19, or 20 non-touring? The answer is, I'm pretty sure, no. And can you even get a matte white on the new one? I don't know. I don't think that white is matte. I believe it's some type of pearl, if I'm not mistaken. So I wanted the matte white. And it's just so damn smooth to the touch. And it's still got a little, like, the flakes in it. I just love this color. I don't think there's anything better than this color. And all the manufacturers go on that. I walked through, I bought this at an Indian shop, and all those new Indians, it's all matte finish, matte finish, matte finish. It's just so nice. So, number one reason, I wanted the color. Number two reason is, man, guys, I can't get over the shape of the new one. I don't think the lines are as good, man. I mean, look how freaking sexy that looks, okay? Those saddlebags and how that whole back end flows. Look at that. I mean, how it all comes together compared to the new ones where you have almost and of course, they're smaller saddlebags, and that's another thing I could talk about, but everybody's talked about that enough, but that's another thing, the storage for sure. On this one compared to the Goldwing non-tour. You could I put my full face helmet over here. It's a tight fit, but I can fit a full face into that saddlebag right there on the left side, not the other side. Okay, but it's tight. Just the sexy lines on this thing, man. I mean, if you don't have this uncool passenger cup holder there, that's my wife's fault. She said, I'm not taking a ride with you until you get that cup holder on there for me. So I got my cup holders installed today. But and we'll get to that in a minute on the ease of accessories. But that definitely, the shape and just the overall, how it looks, this to me still... This is like one of those things that they bring back, 30 years from now, just because of how freaking good this bike looked. That they bring them back and blow all the collectors' pricing out of the water. So, like they do on the Mustangs, the Camaros and stuff. But that I can see it happening because it's so damn good looking. But so the shape for sure. Guys, the next thing is I'm just a buttons freak, man. If I want something, I want a button for it and pull it up. I'm not a toggle guy. I kept thinking about that toggle over here, man. If I want to mute, I want to hit mute. I know they got a mute button over there. If I want to do something over here, if I want a radio station, I want it down there. If I want to pull up and see exactly what the temperature is outside, it's right there. Trip meter, dim, setup. I mean, it's all kind of right there. There's not a whole lot of moving through things to get to things, okay? No, it doesn't have navigation, but there's my little Velcro for my phone. Kaboom! Right there in front of me, man. And now you can, you can download the Google Maps offline. So that was the other thing. A Garmin's nice too. You can get you a Garmin here. I had a friend on one of my subscribers said he put the Garmin in the Bluetooth, and you can do all that on this bike, okay? Or not the Bluetooth, but the XM, the Sirius. So you can put all that on this bike. Again, it's not integrated. But we'll get to that in a minute too. So I like buttons. I like buttons for everything. The other thing about buttons is how easy are those saddlebags to open up? And guys, I ride this every day. I rode it today. I go to to pick up stuff, fast food, whatever. And all I have to do is reach back, because I keep my key in here. I'm going to create my knobs. You saw my videos for that on how to get this knob. But I just reach back and pull that open. And then I just put my, I'm sitting on the thing there. I can reach my arm down there and shut the thing. And that's it. Yeah, I don't know the ease of the new one. I know they got key fobs and unlock and don't put your key fob in this side, lock it. You'll never get your key fob out. That push to start again, is stuff overrated? I don't know. I like push to start on my cars. But I'm okay without it on the bike. But anyway, that ease of opening up those things and the buttons just seems to be nice for me. Without doubt, stereo, guys. Stock stereo. You can't touch this, okay? The new ones, stock stereo, one word, sucks. I hate to say that, but it is true. And everybody's talking about it. I thought it was me. Everybody on the forums is blowing up. Wish I'd have kept my old bike. This is why. And one of the main things is you can't hear the stereo over 60 miles an hour underneath a stock windshield, underneath a full-face helmet. Just can't do it. Now, again, people say that it's the wind that's keeping you from hearing that. Put the new windshield up. Might improve that. I don't know. I'm hearing that the riders can't even hear on the full dress touring. They can't hear it in the back because of the position of the stereo speakers and stuff like that. Again, if I spend $20,000, $18,000, whatever on a bike, I don't want to have to go and put another $1,000 into a stereo upgrade. I just don't want to do it. So this stereo sounds great to me. Stock, again, I'm not, a person that really has the ear for music either. Audiophile, but I think that's what you call them. So maybe I'm not the best person to ask as far as the stereo goes, but this one does me just fine, just stock the way it is. Someday, again, I wouldn't mind putting speakers. This is my forever bike, guys. This is my tour for life. I'm unfortunately not one of those people that can go out and have 5 bikes in the garage. So this one will stay in here for my long touring, short rides, everything else. This is my everyday bike to going around, going across country. It'll always be in this garage as long as it doesn't blow up or I wreck it and total it. But anyway, so that's it. So stereo, of course. Price is another big thing, of course. I got this $13,999. It had 2,700 miles on it. You can buy a non-deluxe right now for $13,900 out of Katy, Texas. They've got a few of them left. Another guy in Macon, Georgia had one. It was a non-deluxe. He had the Two Brothers, whatever, exhaust on there. I was scared of the drone effect. He wanted another $1,000 for his standard non-deluxe. So you can get a non-deluxe for brand new for $13,900 to $14,900. again, keep your eyes out for them like I did, man. I mean, I shot the shit out of everything for this. I don't know how long they had this on Facebook, but I don't think I checked on Facebook. I was looking at everything else, Auto Trader, Bike Trader, looking at Cycle Trader, Craigslist, every city you can think of, trying to find a matte white. So, but price, $13,999, $14,000 compared to a new one, 18. Again, it's only $4,000 or $5,000 difference, but hey, that's pretty big nickel there, folks. Okay, so so if you can get this much bike for that much less and be happy with it, then hey, what the heck? So price was definitely involved, and then I tell you, I guess I'm just lazy, but God, anytime you start thinking about a new bike, I start looking into getting accessories for something, okay? Because I want my cup holders, and I want to be comfortable. I want my phone, where's my phone going to sit and stuff like that, and just everything. And still, this bike just seems to fit all that stuff a lot better. Than trying to get new things added on the new one. Forget about the luggage racks on those new ones. My God, what do you got? You got like, I don't know, 4 inches to put something on. It's like half of this thing, So it's just crazy on luggage racks. And I pulled this off my old bike and put this one on this bike. I took my cup holders off and put those on. So easy. Of course, I transplanted my Madstad. I know how to change these things out. It only takes me 10 minutes to change a windshield now. So the ease of just moving and getting accessories just seems so much easier on this bike than the new bike. And correct me if I'm wrong. Throw some comments at me. Maybe I'm off base there, but that was one other thing. So that's it. That's the main points I wanted to cover on why I went with the F6B 2016 versus the 18, 19s, and 20. You still get that 18 now out the door for $20,500. I'm seeing them all over the place, and that's the touring model. So you can get this for what, another $2,000 off? Well, the one that's supposed to be the F6B, the regular Goldwing. But hey, it's up to you. But I say, man, go out and get yourself an F6B as fast as you possibly can. I probably sound like the guys, moving. Remember when the 1800s first came out, what, in 2002? And those 1500 boys, I probably sound just like them. I never had the pleasure of driving a 1500. I'm sure it's a nice bike. But I probably sound exactly like them, just fighting the change, fight the change. But and there were some guys that were just sold on the 1500, and they never got rid of them and never upgraded. So, and now they tried out the new ones, but that's probably what I sound like. So, but anyway, guys, that's it. Let me know. Drop any comments. Thanks for watching. Later, YouTube.